What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So I just talked about Monkey D. Luffy with the Super Evolution. It's already uploaded on the YouTube channel by now, but now we're going to be having a look at the brand new batch of rare recruits that's debuting for the anniversary. We've already had a really good chunk of time now to discuss and break down the new Sugofest exclusives, but we didn't really have a fair idea about the rare recruits that were debuting alongside these units, and now we have the data download in the game, and we can actually break down everything that's going to be coming in this Sugofest. Now, there is a little bit of a weird situation going on in terms of how these rare recruits are being distributed. So if we go over to the recommended character listing, so on the normal Super Sugo banner with, Luffy, Shanks, and Ace and all of that, we have these rare recruits of Nami, we have Sanji, and we have Zoro. We'll talk about those in just a minute. However, with the introduction of the 6+ Luffy banner, like a banner that's dedicated to the Super Evolution of Luffy, for some reason, it looks like that they have chucked on the rare recruits of Jinbe and Robin on this banner. So it's like they've separated the rare recruits on two separate banners. Now we don't know if like the Robin and the Jinbe are going to be featured in the other Sugofest moving forward. People have also suspected that because we have the Treasure Map Legend Green Bull on this Sugofest, that the Robin and Jinbe are classified as Treasure Map rare recruits. And if that is the case, that's kind of shitty, because you're kind of asking people to pull on a banner where they may already have all of the units on it, but then there's two other rare recruits that you may want to get a hold of. People have been discussing potentially that the Robin and the Jinbe are going to be some of the higher boosters during the treasure map, which it's going to be kind of shitty if that is exactly what they're going down, like the route that they're going down. And if we have a look at the evidence that people have kind of put together, it does suggest to be that way, because the fact that Green Bull is here means that Treasure Map Legends are going to be on this banner, which would suggest it's a Treasure Map Sugofest in a way. It just rubs me the wrong way, especially because we have this big event, this big Sugofest with all these brand new characters. Everyone wants to spend their gems for the Super Sugofest exclusives and the anniversary exclusive Roger, of course. But the fact that they chucked the other rare recruits on the other banner does feel a little weird in my opinion. So I guess we'll start off with the characters that most people will get their hands on, which is going to be Nami, Sanji, and Zoro. So these characters are going to be on the base Super Sugofest on the Luffy part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. They're all going to be here. So let's go ahead and discuss these guys. So let's go ahead and start off with Nami. So Nami is Int, Cerebral, and Free Spirit. So with her type and class combination, she actually gets fully boosted, I think, on every single one of the new anniversary units. Int for Luffy, Cerebral for Shanks, Free Spirit for Ace. So let's go ahead and have a look. So Nami, Captain ability, it does have a chance to get an additional drop at the end of a quest, so it's kind of like Nami Karina, kind of like Buggy. That's kind of cool. Let's have a look at this special. So it is multi-staged. Stage 1 at 7 turns. This special can only be used 2 times per quest. Interesting. Reduces damage threshold by 2 and boosts the chain multiplier growth rate of normal attacks for the crew. Okay, so you get threshold removal and tap timing growth rate. Not a great special. Hopefully stage 2 is a lot better. So stage 2, it allows you to reduce threshold by 3, reduces chain lock, and decrease chain growth rate by 6 turns, and then after 1 turn has passed, boosts the crew's chain multiplier growth rate of normal attacks by up to 0.5, and then after that, reduce this character's special charge time by 7 turns. Right, so you can use this character special twice in the same turn to remove 5 turns of threshold, 6 turns of the chain debuffs. You do get chain tap timing on the turn you launch stage 1, and because you have the clock buff, if you use the special over 2 separate turns, over 2 separate occasions, you'll basically get tap timing growth rate on turn 1. After 1 turn has passed, then you get the effect of the tap timing on the turn after that. So I get what they're trying to do with this. I don't know if it's really that great. It's an okay special. Like the chain debuffs is kind of whatever, because there are ways to get around that. Threshold removal by 5, okay, and then tap timing growth rate, okay. Like, it's not the most broken rare recruit we've ever seen. It's just okay. She does have fear reduction too. Fear reduction's very good. And then her crewmate ability, it says boost crew's base attack by 50 and makes int slots matching. So for a character to do this, and why does this character have fear? Like, there's no reason for this character to have fear reduction in her potential abilities. Like, is it really that big of a deal that, int slots are not going to be beneficial to the crew? Because, I mean, if you're using, like, Monkey D. Luffy as a sub, he makes int matching. I think as a captain, he makes int matching as well. So yeah, I don't really get the design of this unit. This unit doesn't really make a lot of sense. Let's have a look at the support. So it attaches to int versions of the Straw Hats. So int Straw Hats. And it says that it reduces damage reduction, so Rainbow Shield, by 1 turn, and changes the supported character slot to int at the start of the final battle. So her special removes Threshold, but the support removes Rainbow Shield. That doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but sure, we'll go with it, okay? So in my opinion, Nami actually doesn't seem that great. The next Straw Hat is going to be Sanji. So Sanji here is going to be Psy, Free Spirit, and Fighter. He is Psy for Shanks, he is a Fighter for Luffy, and he's Free Spirit for Ace. He does have Hunger Potential ability, which is pretty good. Captain ability doesn't matter. The special ability is, it looks to be a very similar structure. So we'll start with Stage 2. So Stage 2, you can only use the special twice in a run, deals damage to the enemy. It will go ahead and remove Rainbow Shield by 3 turns and defense up by 3 turns. That's actually pretty good. And then removes burn duration by 6 turns. If you hit 2 perfect strikes, then apply increased damage taken status by 1.5 in the following turn. And then also give himself -7 turns, which allows him to use Stage 1, which gives you damage. It removes defense up and Rainbow Shield by 2 turns and gives you increased damage taken. Sanji definitely seems way better than Nami in almost every conceivable way. This character is just better, straight up. Like, this character will definitely be used in content. Good special here, buffs over multiple turns, removing enemy defensive effect, damage dealing special. Not really a lot wrong with this unit. This unit seems very, very good. And then he also makes Psy slots beneficial with pinch healing and also the hunger removal. And then his support effect attaches to any Straw Hat that is a Psy type unit. So there's plenty of those to go around. And then he says he removes defense up by 1 and changes the supported character slot to Psy at the start of the final battle. This is a good support. This will see play. Sanji seems very good. Definitely way better than the Nami character, so all thumbs up for Sanji. And then finally we have Roronoa Zoro, who is a Dex slasher powerhouse, which is, you know, Dex for Ace, slasher for Shanks, powerhouse for Luffy. So all of these characters work with all the units. And let's have a look at that special. Exact same structure, multi-stage special. Stage 2, you can only use it his whole special twice in a run. Deals damage to the enemy, which is good. Removes Threshold and defense up by 3 turns. Wait, so Nami removes Threshold and this guy also removes Threshold. I might have to go back and read Nami again, but that's very, very strange. So removes Threshold and defense by 3, removes 6 turns of Special Bind, and then boosts the chain by 1.1 for 3 turns, and reduces his own special cooldown by 7 turns. And then the base special does allow you to get the further removal, 2-turn removal of defense up and Threshold, and you get the 1.1 chain boost for 1 turn. So yeah, this is fine. This is a good special too. This is just as good, if not better, than the Sanji character that we just talked about. Defense removal from the enemy, as well as removing special bind and a chain boost for multiple turns. There's not really a lot wrong with this character either. This is the character that needed the fear reduction. Why doesn't he have fear reduction? Why does the Nami have it? That doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, he removes the special bind. I feel like they might have missed something here. This is just weird. And then dex slots are beneficial. Like, fear reduction for this guy makes a ton more sense. I just don't get it. His support attaches to any dex straw hat, and then once again it removes threshold by 1 and gives that character a dex slot at the start of the final battle. Yeah, this is a great support. So all 3 of them have great supports. Sanji and Zoro seem fantastic. Nami, I might be missing something here, but I don't get the usefulness of this character compared to the Zoro and the Sanji. I'm sure that there's going to be content based around having this rare recruit for sure, but at the moment, definitely prefer the Sanji and the Zoro. So there are 2 more rare recruits we need to talk about, which are the ones that are now debuting on the 6+ Luffy banner instead of the Super Sugo Fest. So we don't know how accessible these characters are going to be moving forward. But nonetheless, let's give them a little bit of a read through. So we have Jinbe being a Psy Powerhouse Free Spirit, so Psy for Shanks, Powerhouse for Luffy, Free Spirit for Ace. He has the Shipbind potential ability, and his special is not restricted to using twice per quest, and it's not multi-stage, so this is a bit different. It reduces bind and attack down by 6 turns. You get a 10% Psy and Powerhouse and Free Spirit resistance, and if the captain's slot is Psy, Int, or Tandem, when you launch the special, boost damage dealt to enemies with defense down or delay by 1 turn. Otherwise, you just get the 2x conditional boost. Okay, it's a bit of a weird special. The utility is fantastic. 6 turns of bind and attack down is a great piece of utility there. The 10% resistance down is very minimal, like it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And then you get either a 2x conditional or a 2.5 conditional, just depending on if your captain has a Psi Int or a tandem slot when you launch his special. So, bit of a weird one, honestly, but, like, he's fine, honestly. Obviously, the biggest thing here is the bind and the attack down removal. Otherwise, it's just kind of whatever. It's a pretty average rare recruit, in my opinion. He cannot be blown away, which is kind of cool, I suppose. Strength slots will be beneficial for your crew. That's a pretty good crewmate ability right there. Now, support effect attaches to any Psi-type Straw Hat, and it removes 1 turn of attack down and give the character a Psi slot at the start of the final battle. Once again, just great support. We'll see play in some way, shape, or form, so I'm a big fan of that. And then finally, the last rare recruit we'll talk about is going to be the brand new Nico Robin. So Robin is going to be a Dex Cerebral Fighter. She is Dex for Ace, she is a Cerebral unit for Shanks, and a fighter character for Luffy. And then her special removes 6 turns of paralysis, reduces resilience, okay, by 6 turns, so paralysis and resilience, as well as applying resistance down, a 10% resistance for Dex Cerebral Fighter. And then if you have a Dex Int or Tandem slot on your captain, then you get a 2.5 color affinity boost for 1 turn, otherwise it's a 2x color affinity boost. Yeah, this is also pretty good, like very similar to what Jinbe does, like they almost mirror image of each other, remove 2 debuffs by 6 turns, get a resistance down, and then depending on the captain's slot, you get a buff that lasts for 1 turn, whether it be 2.5 if you fulfill the condition, or a 2x1 otherwise. It's fine. I mean, I don't have any issues with it. I think this is a little bit easier to acquire because the Jinbe obviously requires the enemy to be inflicted with delay or defense down to get the conditional boost, whereas, you know, color affinity, as long as you've got a character with type advantage, that's going to be fine. So, yeah, I think Robin is a little better, and I think Robin gets access to better supports compared to what Jinbe does. So, overall, it's fine. She does have the Hunger Potential ability, which is good. And then she also makes quick slots beneficial to the crew as her crewmate ability. And for her support, attaches to any Dex Straw Hat, removes 1 turn of resilience, and changes the character slot to Dex at the start of the final battle. So I think all of the Straw Hats have pretty usable supports, and I think they're all actually pretty good in their own way, shape, or form. The only one that just didn't make a lot of sense was Nami. It doesn't make sense that she has the fear reduction, and her special having overlap with Zoro is a bit strange, so I feel like Nami should have had a bit more uniqueness in her kit to warrant the fear reduction. Like, fear definitely should have been on Zoro. If Zoro had fear, he probably would be the best rare recruit, bar none, in this entire batch. But overall, they're all going to have their uses throughout this anniversary event period. So that's all of the new rare recruits that we have as of right now. We've talked about everything here, which is cool. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about these rare recruits down below in the comment section. I know a lot of people are going to be asking questions, you know, which part of the Sugo Fest should I be pulling on? I will be bringing you guys a video in regards to that over the next day or so, so just stay tuned. Once they announce the Sugo Fest officially, which will probably be at news time today, I'll probably make a dedicated video with the official information that's in-game for you guys, so wait for that to arrive. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.